You don't get paid for your effort. You get paid for your outcomes. And if your pricing is based on time, not transformation, you're working too much for too little. You don't get paid for how hard you hustle. You get paid for the value your client walks away with. And if you're constantly thinking, I just need more clients, or if I just work a little harder, you're stuck in a trap, a pricing trap, a value trap, and a burnout trap. This episode is all about pricing for profit, not just for revenue. Because let's be honest, more clients and more hustle does not always mean more success. Often it just means more stress. Right now, you might be feeling stretched thin, booked out, maybe even you're proud of your full calendar, but frustrated that your profit margin isn't matching your workload. You're tired, you're busy, and somehow your bank account still doesn't feel safe. Hey there, I'm Surbey, business coach, systems strategist, and I help service-based business owners step out of the weeds and into confident leadership using systems that scale without chaos. In today's episode, I'm going to break down 3 pricing shifts that can immediately increase your profitability. We're going to talk about how to sell outcomes, not hours. We're going to talk about ditching the guilt around raising your prices. And finally, how to start charging for real value you deliver, not just your effort. I'll also share some behind-the-scenes stories from my own journey and my clients who have already made this shift. Because honestly, you're not alone in this. We all had to rewrite our pricing story at some point. So let's dive in. I think we're going to start here because this one shift unlocks all of the others. If you've ever thought, I can't charge more, it only takes me a few hours, or I don't want them to think I'm greedy, this is your invitation to reframe. You are not charging for how long something takes. You're charging for what it means to your client. The relief, clarity, and the ability to move forward with confidence. The pain here is that you're working harder and harder, but your bank account doesn't reflect your talent or your time. And that's because you're still pricing like a technician, not the transformational expert. So here's a mindset shift for you. You're not billing hours, you're delivering expertise, trust, and results. And let's be clear, people pay for relief. They pay to have their pain removed. And if you can do that in 2 hours because you've mastered your craft, that's worth more, not less. We restructured an offer into a $2,500 package focused on launching and growing one high converting platform. Same skills, different framing. That client signed 3 new clients within 2 weeks and confidence skyrocketed. So where are you justifying your price based on time? And what is the transformation that you are delivering? People don't pay for your time. They pay for a solution. They pay for a win. They pay for a future they want, but don't know how to get on their own. So most service providers list out deliverables like a grocery list, thinking that more equals value. But your clients, what they actually want is clarity. They want to feel safe in your process, and they want to know, if I say yes, will this actually work for me? How can we repackage your offer around one clear milestone or outcome? For example, instead of 5 coaching calls, 1 workbook, and I'll check in, What you say is, this package helps you create a 6-month cash flow system and eliminate daily money stress. Here's an example. A photographer I was coaching was charging based on photo sessions and edits. We shipped to packages like your personal brand story in 10 shots and website ready in 30 days. That close rate increased by 40%. So here's what I want you to think about. What are your clients really buying from you? And are you making that the headline? Let's shift over and talk about money. The fear of raising prices isn't about the price. It's about rejection. What if they say no? What if I price myself out? But here's the real deal. If you're fully booked, tired, and still not hitting your goals, your pricing isn't aligned. So let's reframe them. Busyness is not success. It's feedback. And if you're booked out, your pricing is overdue for an upgrade. So what's the strategy here? Let's pick one service and let's pick one new inquiry, one new potential client. Let's take that service and let's start with a 10 to 20% increase in that service. Just test it with one new inquiry. You'll learn faster through that data than through overthinking. The reason I was working with them is they were charging $1,200 for 3 months. I moved it to $1,800 and then we pushed it to $2,500. Each step felt scary, but each upgrade brought in better fit clients with more respect. Here's what I want you to think about. What number feels slightly uncomfortable? We're going to start there. Here's our next shift. And this one's personal. Most of the resistance to raising prices is not logical. It's emotional. So if you're not worried about your clients, you're doubting yourself. You might be saying something like, I haven't been doing this long enough, or I need another certification, or I'm not like that person over there. Enough. I want you to start a confidence file. Every testimonial, message, thank you note, and before and after, read it before every sales call. Build evidence that you create results. Messages, love, impact, all the difference that I've made in people's lives. What evidence do you already have that you create value? Pricing isn't one decision, it's a journey. And we need to learn to normalize the evolution. As you grow, your pricing grows. Your energy becomes more valuable. Your insights get sharper. Your capacity becomes your most precious resource. Let's look at a small system upgrade for you. Review your pricing every quarter. Put it in your calendar. Review your pricing every quarter. Use it as a reflection point. What's changed and what is the cost of staying the same? Here's a CEO reframe for you. Your pricing is a reflection of your boundaries, your belief, and your business model. I had a client that was a copywriter, and we did a pricing audit every 90 days. It helped that client align packages with seasonal demand, energy levels, and personal goals. That client went from $40,000 a year to over $130,000 a year with no burnout. Let me ask you this. When was the last time you gave yourself a raise? Years ago, in my service business, I was terrified to raise prices. I thought people come to me because I'm affordable. And if I charge more, they're going to go someplace else. That mindset kept me stuck, exhausted, and resentful. I was good at what I did, but I wasn't thriving. My calendar was full, my plate was overflowing, and my profit, well, it was almost non-existent. I had to rewrite that story. The story said my worth was tied to my effort. The story said that I had to earn the right to charge more. The story said money only comes from struggle. And when I did, everything changed. The identity that built your business will not be the identity that scales it. You can't be the technician, the assistant, the admin, and the CEO all at once and expect to be able to grow. You need margin, you need capacity, you need a business that pays you fairly for what you actually deliver. Not someday, today. Let's wrap this up. Let's take one offer, just one, and write out the results that your clients get. Price that result, not the hours it takes. Pick a number that stretches you, but doesn't scare you stiff, and test it this week. Offer it to one new person coming into your business. Just one brave step. And that's how shift happens. Let's normalize getting paid for value. Let's normalize pricing with confidence. And let's normalize profitability. Because you deserve to thrive, not just survive.